Good morning. I was waiting to see if this was going to actually keep connected, so I hope that it does. But I was waiting for my little 30-second frame thing to come up so I could make sure it was actually going to work. So, kind of a weird thing, not sewing related at all. If you're here for sewing content, not going to be here this morning. This little video, I thought I would just do it because I'm on my way actually to a dentist appointment. So, couple of disclaimers here. I'm going to do like the full routine that I would normally not be doing for a dentist appointment. This is what I do if I'm going to shoot stuff or like I'm going to an event kind of thing. So just be aware. People are going to be like, you do all that to go to the dentist? No, not usually. But I'm going to do it today because I figured I get a lot of PMs, DMs about, and even in person, the two things I hear the most. I love your hair. Which thank you, and you have such great skin. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, this is me how I woke up, and I do not have such great skin. I have a ton of scarring. I suffer from cystic hormonal acne. That's everything that's down here, probably this one too. If it's down here, it's hormonal. If it's up here, it's stress related, and I have a ton of stress congestion. So quick things about that. The only way I manage it and keep it under control, this is not considered under control right now for me, but it's pretty good because when it's really out of control, it's really, really bad. You can see from the scarring. I never suffered from acne until I became an adult, and right around 25, 26, my face absolutely blew up. So for the past like 8 years, I've been going to a cosmetic dermatologist, and I go there every 2 to 4 weeks depending on, and they, you know, I do peels and all kinds of stuff to keep the cystic acne from doing this and turning into all of this scarring that I have. So while I can appreciate that people are like, oh, you have the best skin, it's so pretty, thank you, but it's a lot of work, and that's what I'm going to do today, and I'll show you what it is that I use and tell you about the products, because I get a lot of questions about what do you use and how do you do it and all that kind of stuff. So first things first about the hair. This is not fresh hair today by any means. This is like 4th day hair, and this is what I use. After I get out of the shower, I blow dry using one of these. It's Revlon. I got it at Target, had it for a million years. It works great, and I just always use that. I just run it through my hair. I have a layered cut, and this is what it looks like on day 4. I sleep on it like this. I sleep with my hair down, and you can tell it stays relatively straight blow drying with that. And then the hair products that I use are Kevin Murphy brand. I'll just show you just one of them. That's what the logo looks like. I love Kevin Murphy. I'm not, affiliated with them or anything, but that's what I use. Which PS, this is my favorite product. This is actually dry conditioner. If you've never heard of that, look into it. Not the same as dry shampoo, but I use Kevin Murphy pretty much everything, and my stylist uses Kevin Murphy Color as well. It's a Kevin Murphy salon. So anyway, the only sewing related content that's going to be here today is my makeup bag, which I made. It is the Cool Cube. I made this myself and just shortened the Cool Cube pattern, which I have a tutorial for. So honestly, best makeup bag ever. This thing is only like 2/3 full. It fits a ton of stuff. I love my Cool Cube. If you need to organize anything for travel, kids stuff, a lunchbox, toys, whatever, that's the best. So first things first, I use makeup brushes and sponges. And I'll just kind of go through what I normally do and show you guys how it is I do it. So most of the makeup brand that I use is, this is like really dirty on top. This one's a little better. Charlotte Tilbury is the brand. I buy it at Nordstrom. You can get it online from wherever. So I use those health and beauty, whatever products. This is the eye brightener cream. You can tell this is not old makeup. And no, I'm not tired. This is what I always look like. I've looked like this since I was a teenager. My dad has the worst big purple bags. I am part American Indian, and that is something that you will see a lot on a lot of different American Indian people. And so he has really, really deep purple bags. Mine are not as bad as his, but I've always had them. I could get 12 hours of sleep for 20 days in a row, and I'll still have them. So no, I'm not tired. I just look like this, but I'll also show you how I cover those. Okay, so the first thing that I did was this it's called Magic Eye Rescue. You can wear it at night. I wear it underneath my makeup too, because you can see like it's a little bit, not oily, but like kind of shiny. Sorry, the lighting's really terrible on camera. But this will help from creasing and getting wrinkly. So that's what I use there. My regular face, like I or face cream I'm going to use at night is the Magic Cream from that same brand. But for the purposes underneath my makeup while I'm here in Arizona, I use this lotion. You can get it at Sephora, I think Ulta. Maybe a better close-up of the label. I know it's backwards, sorry. But that's what I use just underneath my makeup. And I don't get real like fancy with it. I just put some around to prevent, you know, being cakey and not feeling, you know, hydrated. It's a really thin, kind of like watery consistency lotion, and I find it doesn't change the consistency of any of my products, and I really like it. It doesn't cause me to break out. So I like it. And it's got a really nice smell, and it's also really light. And the smell is really, really light itself. I don't like, you know, some brands are like smelly cosmetics, and you put them on your face, and it's way, way too much. So I just start off with a little moisturizer, and then I just go in for the kill. This is an old bottle. I have my new one that I'm waiting to use the rest of this, but that's the foundation that I use. Same brand, Charlotte Tilbury. I find it's really good on camera, but and in pictures and video and stuff, but it's also really good in person and not scary. So I start in the middle and I go outward. That's just how I do it. Also, I've always done my makeup this way my entire life. I know you're supposed to do your eyes first. I never ever do. I probably won't even wear eyeshadow today, to be honest. I usually don't, unless I'm really doing the full thing. And so you can see this is actually pretty light coverage, and I blend it out so I still have skin texture. I don't, you know, this is heavy makeup because after all these years of the scarring from this acne that I got a few years ago, I have to wear something, but I like light coverage, and you can kind of see, you still see my skin through it, and you can still see the scarring, but it kind of blends everything really nice. As you can see, it removes the redness, it kind of covers stuff. So Charlotte Tilbury herself suffers from rosacea, and so she really does well with the redness and the skin evening stuff. I've been using her products now for probably 4 years, and I really like them. So I always kind of just blend down a little bit. I have really weird skin tone. You can tell I'm uneven even from here to here. And so from my face to like my neck, from here to here, I'm really uneven. I've always been uneven. My hands are like a different color than the rest of me. You can just see there. So I kind of just deal with that however I can deal with it. And so I blend down a little bit to try to not have like the, you know, crazy line. And then I just kind of blend it over my eyes, like just so that I don't have a harsh line. But that's about what I do. And I use a foundation brush for that. I use brushes from Sephora, just their brand. So the next thing I use is actually 2 concealers, same brand. This concealer, I have 2 colors. One is a lighter, one is a darker. You can see them both there. This one, they look weird in the tube, but they're pretty close to my Natural Skin brand. So I do, you know, I guess it's considered contouring, but I don't really contour because like I'm too lazy for that, and I don't even like do it real evenly. I just kind of like blob it on underneath there. And then I have a couple of key spots I want to cover. I do put a little out here, and I only did one like dip, and then I just kind of smoosh this around like where I want it. I don't get real specific with it, just where I see like a big spot. And then I like this type of sponge. I have 2 sides that you can see I use on it. It's washable, and it's a really like dense sponge compared to this style that I don't even know why I have this in here. It's really like soft. I don't like soft ones, so I do the hard ones. So I just go back in and I blend this in like kind of a half moon kind of deal. If I didn't get enough, I can always go back. It's buildable. I'm just blending that a little bit. Less is more. You can always add more, but if you put too much on, way difficult to deal with. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It started raining, which is kind of funny. I'm in Arizona and it like never rains in the valley. So I guess we're gonna have rain today. So I don't know, I kind of showed you this before I put the foundation and then the concealer on it. So you can still see my skin texture, but it just blends all of that underneath stuff like pretty nicely. I might go back over and hit this little thing. I've had a really ugly little spot over here for a while that's wanting to heal. For anyone who's not familiar with cystic acne, it's basically, instead of the pimple coming to the skin and having the whitehead on it, it stays buried like 4 or 5 layers in the skin, but it erupts under the skin. And so it turns into like these little, I mean, I refer to them as marbles because that's what it feels like. I can feel it days ahead, and I'll have an actual lump, like a hive almost. But it's sharp, like there's a BB under my skin, and then a whole mound around it where it's swollen, and it freaking hurts. Sometimes they hurt so bad. Before I started seeing the dermatologist, I had them all over down here and all here, and it hurt so bad it kept me up at night. So the only way to get rid of them was to go to the dermatologist and have what they call extractions. And they take a tool. I have one at home because I do it myself sometimes after a shower. You always want to steam your face first and be really careful doing this, but it's got a super pointy end on it, pointy metal end, and a hook on it, and you can literally poke a hole through all the layers of the skin. Yes, it hurts, and then you like excise it out. If you don't, it turns into what I was showing you down here, where it makes a huge scab and it basically like rips your skin as it comes out, and it hurts, and then it takes forever to heal. So I try to avoid that, but that's kind of what happened here, and I'll probably have another one right here for a few weeks. So the first foundation I went in with was the dark one. You see the 2 colors. Now I'm doing the light one, and this is what I guess I said was maybe considered contouring. I don't really consider this that because it's kind of cheaters. It's just to brighten some areas. And I literally always do like this little pattern, and then I go in with that same sponge and I just blend this out. And all it does is give back some of the highlights that I took away by kind of making my whole face matte, covering some of that like scarring and stuff. And so then you just blend it around. I don't like the look of my face being all one color. And I know that seems counterintuitive, but if you were here at the beginning of this video, you saw how uneven my skin tone is. I have a lot of redness, brown tanning on the edge, a lot of kind of pale white toward the middle, and then a ton of scarring and other stuff that I'm trying to even out. So if you can kind of see how I'm doing this, I'm going in, you know, close underneath my eye. It's kind of blending with that other color. And then I sort of pull it down just the tiniest bit here. And usually, I actually forgot about these. I have them right here, so I don't have to keep moving my hair. I just kind of do one of these. I like these little clips. They're what hairstylists use. I got them on Amazon. Sometimes you can get them at Sally's, but I like them because they don't have any teeth, so they don't cause damage. And they're really smooth, and honest to God, sometimes I use them like in my updos. Like I'll put my hair in an ugly, messy bun, and then you kind of just like wrap this inside and sort of tuck it like that, and you can't even see them, and they hold really good. So anyway, I forgot to do that. Now I don't have to move my hair all the time. Okay, so that's basically the whole base, and then we go in with powder stuff. So that looks good to me. The first thing I'm going to do, I bought this kit, by the way, Fixie. Have you ever broken one of your like powder compacts? I broke one of mine recently and I was really bummed about it. I dropped it again actually, and it kind of broke, but it's a kit where they send you this pink thing. They send you these little pots and a little like grinder machine, and you take your old powder that broke and you like scrape it out and put it in there, and they send you a bonding spray. You like grind it up in the little kit they send you, and you can re-solidify your powders. And this was expensive makeup that I dropped on the ground, and it was in here on this side and it broke. So I had about this much left. I don't want to throw it away. So I fixed it. I got it on Amazon. F-I-X-Y Fixie. Let me see if I can find. I think the box is behind you guys, so I don't want to move that. But it comes in like a box like this big. It was 49 bucks or something, but that is enough to fix like 7 things or more. You can do eyeshadows, face powder, blush, and this is just a highlighter, like a lighter kind of powder thing that I did. So, and I also did a compact like this. So, and I think I still have it in here, but I basically used all of it. Yeah, and it sort of crumpled up, but you can see I have a tiny bit left on the edge, but I fixed this one. So if you need to do that, I didn't know it existed, save your makeup. It's worth it, and I really like it. So first thing, I'm gonna go in with, this is just regular like foundation setting powder, and I use a big fat brush, and I just brush everywhere to set all of that stuff I just did. This is like a, not really a neutral. I mean, it does have a color, but it's pretty light because I'm pretty, not super fair. I'm kind of in the middle. And I have summer and winter makeup because as soon as I get home, I'm going to be outside in the garden and in the pool. And I'll get like 3 shades darker than this. So I'll do the same routine, but with the other colors. Yeah. So I just blend everywhere, make sure it looks, you know, good. And I don't have any, you know, wet spots still. And that's that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I take a smaller tapered brush. And I'm going to go in first with the lighter color. This one, just like a little bit. And I just do these triangles. And I don't even get like real specific with it. I just kind of do it underneath. Same thing here. Down the front. Basically everywhere where you guys saw me put that lighter concealer. So there's that. Ugh, my nose always gets runny when I do my makeup. And then I have another brush that I use, the darker one. And it's the same thing. That was what I just used was the color from here, the one I fixed. So I'm just going to go here and I get a little bit of this. It's like a, you know, I guess it's not really bronzer. It's just a darker powder. I do this thing. My mom taught me that like 100 years ago. Suck it in. I know that's not the popular way of doing contouring or whatever these days, but I don't care about that. I tried all those ways. I've been doing my makeup like this since I was in high school, with the exception of the lighter concealer, but I've always done this same way. It highlights the cheekbones that I actually have, especially since my face has gotten a little fatter over the years. I do just the tiniest little residual bit in here to give myself a little more shadowing. And then I go around the edge to marry all of it. And you can see I don't have like a ton, you know, that's for my whole face. And I kind of rotate the brush as I go. Now again, I said this at the dentist. This is like my full-on routine. I'm just going to the dentist today and I'm gonna go run errands. I don't normally do this, but I thought it would be fun. I had some extra time to do like the routine because I get tons of questions about, you have such nice skin. How does it look so good? I love your makeup. I, you know, like this, which is really sweet. Thank you. I've kind of always worn makeup my whole life. And I know there's probably some people out there going, oh, if you don't wear makeup, your skin won't be. No, it's hormonal. I have a number of hormonal conditions that contribute to this. That's why it's down here in this location. You'll notice that I don't have anything on my temples or really a lot on my cheeks with the exception of like this and this, which is new. But I would put that in the hormonal range personally. That is probably more of a diet situation. My in-laws have been throwing a lot of parties and I've been eating a lot of cake and sugar lately. So I think that's where that came from because I'm still here visiting them. So anyway, but for years when this hormonal acne first started and I didn't know that's what it was, I'm not putting any more product, by the way. I'm just going through and blending and making sure it's all good. You can kind of see where I'm at this point. It looks a lot weirder on camera right now. I probably should blend a little more down there, but I'll just end up wiping it and that'll be fine. So there's those two things. And then I do some blush. And like I said, eye routine wise, I probably won't do a heck of a lot of anything. I usually just kind of go with my natural like shading here and people will tell me, oh, I love your eyeshadow. And it's like, thanks. It's just my veins. It's just my eyelids. Like there's literally, that's old eyeshadow or not eyeshadow, mascara that like gets, you know, whatever smudges on there after I wash off and it looks clean and then I sleep, you know? So that was Charlotte Tilbury, by the way, as well. Same brand. It's called the Film Star Bronze and Glow. It's a duo, you know, a light and a dark. So this one is old, and I'm terrible about using old makeup, you guys, but I've probably had this for 8 or 9 years. But I haven't even like broken through it yet, and I use it every day. This is gonna last me for 100 years. It's this, it's called Hampton's Weekender. It's from Tarte. And for those of you who don't know, Tarte is a vegan company, vegan and cruelty-free and all that, which I really like. I just like that they don't, you know, test on animals. And I use a fat brush. You can see the difference between this one that I used for all that shading and stuff, and then this one is a bronze, or not a bronze, a blush brush. So for my coloring, I get a little bit of the brown and a little bit of this. I tap it off, and then I just go in up here. We got a dog barking outside. At least today it's at like 8. This dog barks every day at 6:20 in the morning. So I start up here where my natural, like my cheekbone is right there. So that's where I start. And then I just gently kind of blend it down because I don't want it to be super harsh. And then I will even go in, I don't have any more product on here, but I'll just kind of add some color back in elsewhere with whatever's left on this. And I keep kind of doing that. And then I'll go back in with that same brown, and you can see there's just barely a tiny bit on there, and I'll even tap the extra off. And then I go underneath. The cheekbone is right there. So I just blob it. And there wasn't really much on there to begin with, but you can even see the difference between this and this, how much that did. Just to kind of put stuff where it needs to be for like shadowing and all that. And ever since my face got a little rounder, you know, I gotta help my cheekbones out a little bit. I gotta help a girl out. So we're getting toward the end of it. Again, this is like the full-on thing. So the last thing that I do as far as like powders and stuff, this one is Benefit Cosmetics, and it's Dandelion. It's a really light, like Barbie pink color. It's not that light on the skin, but I start here where the pink already is and blend it out onto my cheeks a little bit. And then I always do the tip of my nose. Same thing on the other side here, and blend it out just so I have some color. And once this kind of sets in about 40 minutes, it won't look quite so, you know, whatever, harsh, I guess. I'm looking at it on the camera versus like in the mirror over here. And the lighting for you guys is really not very good, to be honest. So that's everything for the face. Before I go and do anything with the eyes, this is also Charlotte Tilbury. It's airbrush spray. So this is not really a locking kind of spray. If you want a lock spray, you want to use this all-nighter from Urban Decay. This is like you could go on a water ride and your makeup won't go anywhere. This is a setting spray, but it makes you look moisturized. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I look pretty matte right now, and I don't really want that. I want some moisture. That's all this is. So you can kind of, hopefully you can see that maybe back here in the light a little better, that like now I don't look quite so like matte, and it just helps everything set in. I like the smell of this. It's really light and it helps things stay in place, but it makes you not look cakey, I guess. Also the same brand. So I do that first because if you have any eye makeup on, like mascara that's not waterproof, it's gonna, you know, blink off now, right? So the last thing is the brow pencils that I use, and I'm gonna try to do this on camera, but you might end up off camera because I have to get really close to the mirror to do it. This is the same pencil. I just bought a travel size one. I really like this brand. It's called Precisely My Brow Pencil from Benefit. This is the same one, but this is the full size. The full size comes with a brush wand and the tip. It's a no sharpen. You twist it and you get a lot in there, but it ran out. So I bought the short size thinking, oh, that'll work. Well, the short size one doesn't come with the brush, and you need the brush. So I've literally just been keeping this for the brush, but I'm using this one. It's the same one. What I like about these is they come, do you see that the number on this is 4.5? So they make them all the way in colors like 1 through 10 with a 0.5 between. So if you have an oddly colored eyebrow, like they're really fair or they're really more cocoa colored or they have a little red, you can find a color in this that will work for you, and I use the 4.5. And I've also used, this is the regular 4, but I like the 4.5. It works perfect for me. So that's where, you know, all that goes for me. And you can get it, I buy it at Ulta or Sephora. You can get it other places, but I just go to Ulta in my neighborhood. So you can see, you just get a little really fine point on there. That's better. And you just twist it up so you can kind of see how fine that is. So you don't get a lot, and I don't need a lot. I only really kind of fill my eyebrows. See, I didn't think that was going to stay on camera. Maybe I can just scoot you over a little bit so you can at least see what I'm doing. I only fill in like the edges and out here. And you can probably see up close here. I don't really pluck my eyebrows. There's a whole bunch in here. I don't do the whatever you call that. I don't know, the really like sharp eyebrows. I don't do that. I can't pull that look off. It's not for me. So I just kind of leave mine that I naturally have, and I only pluck like 2 or 3 down here that grow really far in. And I only have to do that every like, I don't know, 3 months or something. So I just kind of fill in my natural shape. You can sort of see the difference here and there. This eyebrow on my face naturally is always higher. Like the muscle over here is tighter. So this one's always more roundy. This one's always more pointy. Actually the same if you look at my eyes, my eyelids. This one is like a little lower. This one's a little higher. I have a bigger fat pocket on this side or I have a bigger fat pocket, I'm sorry, on this side. Right in here you have a fat pocket in your eye. So you can see. It is what it is. So then I just kind of fill this little spot in right here where I have this weird little divot, and I try not to go too crazy on it, and then I just brush it. That's it. I just work with what I have. Some days they turn out really great, some days they're terrible. You guys know how that goes. Like cat eyeliner. I used to be so good at cat eyeliner, you guys. I used to wear it all the time. Now I'm terrible if I put on too much eyeliner, and then because my eyelids are uneven, if I put on too much on this side, it looks like I have no eyelid at all, like this, and then this one looks really low. So I kind of stopped wearing eyeliner because it's just, if I do it, it's like a brave day. And then the problem is, you know, if I do it and it looks weird, I kind of, you know, screwed myself a little bit. So you can kind of see I don't even really like get real specific with it. I just kind of throw in a little bit, and then I just sort of see. Best thing anybody ever told me, your eyelid or your eyebrows, excuse me, are supposed to be sisters, not twins. Remember that. Both sides of your face are not symmetrical. I don't care who you are, even if you've had plastic surgery, they're not symmetrical. Anatomically, we are not symmetrical. One of your feet is always bigger than the other. One of your breasts is usually higher, lower, bigger than the other. We are not symmetrical. So your eyebrows should be sisters, not twins. You will never get them to be exactly the same. I just kind of try to make the shapes a little decent, and you can tell this one is sharper, this one is not. I'll put a tiny little bit on top here to try to make this one a little sharper and brush it, and then, you know, but you can overcook it. You just get too far. I can see the shape is off. I don't care. You just don't want to overcook it, otherwise you end up with crazy caterpillar brows. And mine, because my hair is pulled back right now, looks a little dark, but the more I brush it, this stuff, it wears okay, but it will wear off throughout the day. You don't want to touch your face. And I always do that after the setting spray stuff, and I can see where the setting spray, see how I kind of have, like, when I move, I look like I have moisture on my face? It's because I have that spray. So, oh, the last thing, mascara. Duh. I have like 5 I alternate between. I really like this one from Benefit called They're Real. I like it so much I have a travel size one and a regular. I also like this one from Benefit. I think they are my favorite, and again, you get that at Ulta, and they're really well priced. This one is called Roller Lash, and I like it so much I have a travel size one too. Let me show you guys. Both come with the same, by the way, and P.S. I really like that all of these at Ulta, you can get them in the little size. So if you want to just try it, you can go buy this for like $8. Try it out. I like both of these for different reasons. Check out the lash on the, not lash, what do you call this? The wand. Do you see how it's kind of curved? It's subtle, but it's curved, and it's rubber. It's made out of rubber, so you can wash it really easy. Same with this one. It is also rubber, so I really like that. But check this one out. It has a spiky ball on the end that's made out of rubber. So it's super good for doing this and getting those little ends. I mix them sometimes. So I like these. I also, this one's basically out. I bought it as a sample or whatever, also from Ulta. It's from Urban Decay. It's called Perversion. Bigger, blacker, badder. I really like this one. It has a traditional makeup wand or mascara wand to it though, so it can, if you're not careful, get clumpy. But I really like it. So those are my top 3, I would say. Trying to think I'm trying to look and see if there's any more in here, but I don't think there is. That's, oh, actually there is one. I never use this one. This is Charlotte Tilbury, the one that I use on all the rest of my face. It gets clumpy and it gets kind of flaky, and you can see it has a traditional wand, and just look how clumpy it is on the wand. I don't really ever use that one. I don't really know why I still have it. And lastly, if I wear eyeliner, once again, I have the travel size and the regular one. I don't know why I have both of these. If I'm going to wear an eyeliner, this is called Roller Liner from Benefit. So you can see what it looks like. It's a like liquid that stays in the sponge, and the sponge is really, really, really fine. So I'm not going to put it on my eyes because I ain't got time for that. But see how smooth it is? I'll wipe all that off after. But it's just, you can do like really fine, not doing a very good job, but you can draw like really fine lines, and this looks, you know, terrible, but trust me, it's actually really nice. So if I choose to wear it, now I need a makeup wipe to get rid of all this because the dentist is gonna be like, what the hell did you do to yourself? And speaking of which, these are the makeup wipes I've like always used. If I'm at home, I just use micellar water on a pad that I can wash, like a makeup remover pad. But when I travel, I don't bring all that with me. I like these. They're from Safeway or Tom Thumb, depending on where you live. And I like them because they are not super oily. It's an open nature product, which is like a kind of a, not generic, but kind of a generic, I guess. But it removes everything, and you can see it just took all that off. And I really like this brand. So anyway, yep. And then I do, unfortunately, just have to dispose of it. I'd love to find some biodegradable ones that could be compostable, but I think a lot of the stuff in our makeup is, you know, not. So anyway, that's the whole thing. I just need to do mascara now, and I think I'm gonna, and I might try, let me see. I probably have some old mascara on because I'm terrible about removing it. I think I do. I have like a little clump there. I mean, I do wash my face and stuff before bed and use the makeup wipe and all that, but mascara is like notoriously terrible to come off. See, I have old like on there. Maybe we'll go with the Perversion. We'll try that. I don't know. I haven't used that one in a while. And so sometimes I do a base coat of one. I have to get really close to the mirror when I do this, so that's why I'm like going off camera. Same with eyeliner. Okay, so shout out to all the girls who used to sit in their sink in high school. Did you guys ever do that? I totally did that. I was feet in the sink, you know, butt on the side of the counter. So much so that when my parents remodeled the house we were living in, they hated that I did that. They were always like, you're going to cause the sink to come down. And I'm like, it's got a whole base below it. Like, it's got a piece of furniture and a cabinetry. Like, it's not going to come off. And it didn't. But they ripped all that out and they put in a pedestal sink, like a porcelain pedestal sink, because they were like, you can't sit in the sink anymore. And that one you for sure could not sit on. And I also did not weigh very much in high school, so it's like, really, my 100-pound self is going to cause the big Marfil sink on top of a cabinetry to collapse? Thanks, guys. Way to give me body image issues. But yeah, they replaced it with that, so shout out to all the girlies who sat in their sink in high school. Maybe not just girlies, whoever was putting on makeup, I guess. Because I had to get close to the mirror. So I just did one very little like light coat. There's barely anything left in here. And then I'm gonna go back with this one. So. I go under, do the under one, so you can see it's not super clumpy or anything. It's just really light and nice. This stuff doesn't flake off. And I like a really good black mascara. So funny, for years I wore brown and I don't know if it looked bad. I mean, people always told me it looked really good. But I look back in like pictures and stuff and it's like, dude, I have no eyelashes. I look like, you know, naked. That's real weird. So that's basically it. If I kind of back away from this weird vanity lighting. No, this one. So you can see my color's not quite as weird as, I mean, it's terrible above lighting, but Anyway, the last thing, I'm just going to zhuzh up my hair a little bit because this is like day 4, not clean hair. I mean, I showered, but I put my hair in a shower cap. This is my like ride or die dry shampoo. I'll buy it forever. You can buy it at like the Dollar Tree, Target, the grocery store. They make it in like 3 smells, and they have a brown one that's tinted brown if you have brown hair so it doesn't leave the white powder. I literally just spray it on the roots, spray it on the front, spray it up here wherever. Instant volume, instant non-oily hair. Get some in the back. I try to get some at like this midway kind of point. And then I just brush it out. And I'll show you guys that dry conditioner because my hair ends are a little dry, which is what happens when you try to extend your hair. So you can kind of tell my hair's a little just kind of splayed and whatever because it's dry. Oh my gosh. And you can get this on Amazon, by the way, if you don't have a Kevin Murphy salon. It's dry conditioner. I'd never heard of this before. I love it. And it smells so good. And Kevin Murphy stuff, it's all really good for your hair. He's a stylist and product developer out of Australia. So all you do with this, I actually put it on. Okay, 2 things. If you have long hair, do you know how your hair gets all tangled like right here from turning your head all day? I kid you not, mine doesn't do it anymore. It stays just like this, and it's because of this product. I'm not even kidding you. You just, after I blow dried my hair, brand new, out of the shower, blow dried, I actually put this on the ends, and that's how I'm able to get 4 and 5 days out of my hair without washing it. And I haven't done anything to it. I just blow dried it 4 days ago. So you just spray this on there. It does not have a texture. It's very like smooth. It's not oily. I'll spray some on my hand. I just sprayed that on there. It's gonna dry. And if we rub it, see, it's not oily. It's like, I don't know how to describe the texture, but you can tell. See how much nicer immediately my ends look? They aren't all like splayed and crazy like they just were. They look like moisturized and nice, and I can feel that they feel moisturized. I'm not a big product person, to be honest with you. I don't use it a lot. I just use shampoo and conditioner in the shower. I use a detangler when I get out because otherwise my hair's tangly. And then I use this, and like it just brushes so nice. It's just nice. And the smell of this is really nice and light. And so that's it. I just kind of refreshed my hair before I left. And that's what I got. And I'm happy with it. So anyway, I love that dry shampoo, or dry conditioner, excuse me. I use the dry shampoo on the roots, but this is the only dry conditioner I've ever heard of or even seen. So if you're looking for something, the biggest benefit for me, honestly, is getting like 4 days out of a blowout, because seriously, that's a lot. But keeping it from tangling at the back of my head, I kid you not, when my hair got longer, that started happening to me all the time. I'd never experienced that. And I ripped out a good chunk of hair back here trying to brush it out. So this makes that stop. I love it. I was so excited. That's not why I bought it. It was an added benefit. And then the last thing for me, always and forever, I have tubes of chapstick everywhere. I'm always just constantly putting on chapstick, and that's all I do for that. I don't wear a lot of stuff on my lips. If it's a really fancy event, I might wear lipstick, but I'm terrible about getting it on my teeth and everywhere else, so I don't really do that very much. But anyway, I love my Burt's Beeswax. It's the one that's out there next to my bed. So anyway, I'm going to read just these couple little comments, and then I'm supposed to be going to my dentist appointment, which is only like 6 minutes from here, so I'll get dressed for real, and then, you know, go. But looks like Monica's still on. Hi, Monica. And good morning, Robbie, if you're still on here. How did my craft fair go? It went really well, actually. It was a really small market. There was not a lot of foot traffic. So the funny thing is, when I went there and visited it, when my husband's cousin was doing it, there was a ton of foot traffic, but only like 12 vendors. The week I did it, there was like 30 vendors, but hardly any foot traffic. So it was like, okay, well, whatever. But the traffic that was there, they were good. They were, you know, really complimentary. Everybody liked the fabrics that I had, which is good because I just was sewing with stuff that I had here on the bus, you know, so you never know how that's going to work out. And I told my husband, talking about it after, I really think having like a limited selection of product, like pick 3 patterns and make those 3 patterns a whole bunch of different fabrics. So it's like on this wall over here, I have a bunch of zip pouches or wallets or backpacks. And on this one over here, I have crossbody bags. And over here, I have tumbler slings. It seemed to me, that's what I did. I had backpacks, tumbler slings, zip pouches, and car trash cans. And I had one fanny pack that was just an odd fanny pack that I made. But I kind of had them grouped like that with the different patterns. So people would first hone in on, oh, I really like this mushroom fabric. And then they would start turning around in my booth and go, oh, you have this tumbler sling in the mushroom fabric. Oh, you have it in the backpack. Oh, you have it in the zip pouch. And that's what they were doing. They were like, oh yeah, I don't need a tumbler sling, but that's what caught their eye first. But I really need a pouch, or I need a car trash can, and you have it in the bees or the mushrooms or whatever. So I kind of like that, because what I tend to do, I don't know about you guys, I tend to just kind of like make whatever I want willy-nilly, whatever inspires me. And then I kind of have a booth with, it's like, no, I only have 2 of that bag. I only have, 1 of those, and it's just this one fabric. This was the first time I'd kind of done it this way, because I'm limited on what I have here in the bus and what patterns I had. So that worked really well, and it was really good for pricing, because I bought these little chalkboard signs, like this big, maybe like 6x8 on Amazon, and I just got a chalk pen and doodled, cute whatever zippered pouches, and then put the price. I was able to display that amongst all of them instead of individually pricing an item. And people really liked that, because from far away they could see, hey, these are $14 zip pouches. These are $16 and $12 car trash cans or whatever. And so I ended up selling pretty well. I'd say I sold about 2/3 of what I brought with me. I brought 3 bins, like totes of product. Just what I could sew. It was about 28 or 30 items total. And I sold about 2/3 of it. And it was an 8 a.m. to noon market. And the sales, the first hour was incredibly slow. We had hardly anybody. And then the last hour was okay. I had a few sales, but the majority of the sales took place between like 9 and 11. So, that's when we had the brunt of everything. I'm gonna wash my hands, by the way, while I'm standing here with you guys. So anyway, get all my like makeup residue off here in my mascara fingers. So anyway, Monica says, I like that they're real mascara. It really gets all my lashes, and I also wear the Benefit eyebrow pencil. Yeah, I've been using the Benefit eyebrow pencil for longer than all the rest of this stuff. I went to Sephora and I was like, I need help with my eyebrows. What do I do? Because up until about 8 years ago, I never did anything with my eyebrows at all. I didn't fill them in. I probably, still I don't every day. It's mostly just to make them a little more even. But I really like them, and I love that as the seasons change and my coloring changes, because it does a lot. I'm really volatile with skin tone. If I spend a lot of time out in the summer outside or inside, my colors are all over the place. Both my skin, my hair color, even my natural, how it grows out, because I'm not getting as much sun exposure. And I am really big into gardening and DIY projects. So I will be seriously outside from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. the whole time, like reapply sunscreen twice kind of thing so I don't burn. But I am out there, just sweating and getting really dirty. I enjoy that. Like Corey is like, you are like Pigpen from Charlie Brown, because I come home, like I leave and you're all whatever, like cute and whatever, and then I come home and you're like dirt on your face, dirt under your fingernails. I'm like covered. I mean, I will seriously, we have a really pretty private backyard. Sometimes I will strip out there and take like a pre-hose bath, because I'm so dirty. I don't think I can get into the house without like leaving like ruining my carpet and stuff. So I'll take off, tennis shoes, socks, most of my outer clothing if it's really dirty, and I have a bucket out on the patio usually, and I'll put it in there, and then I take that like inside to the washer, and it goes directly in, because it's like I'm so dirty. But I just enjoy it. I don't really worry about what I look like or what's going on in my hair. I have like dirt in my hair. I mean, I am like really messy. And oftentimes when I get into those moods of gardening in the springtime, especially, and I'm doing all that, he'll know, he'll come home and be like, okay, so clearly like I'm not gonna make dinner. So he'll go and get like pizza, and he'll bring it to me outside because I'm so dirty, but I'm hungry. And he's like, did you eat lunch today? Did you do anything today? And I'm like, no, I didn't, but I'm pretty hungry. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna go get food. I'll bring it back to you. And then, we'll eat outside on like the porch, inside or outside, because I'm just so filthy. And it's like, okay, I'll wash my hands, in the hose kind of thing. So I'm not like I mean, seriously, there are pictures on my personal profile, that kind of stuff, where it's like my hands are so black. I literally, from mulch a lot of times, or like really brown just from mud. We have like red, brown mud clay soil. So it's like, I look like I paint, like just, it's like literal paint. Like I dunked my hands in and it just got on me, because I'm working, you know, I'm not really worried about all that. So anyway, yeah, my coloring changes a ton, and then I'm able to have, you know, colors on hand. And because the Benefit products aren't crazy expensive, but they're nice, I can afford to have, you know, a couple of them. So anyway, yep, all of that and tons more that I didn't really show you guys, but it's like extra stuff, extra sponges and stuff fits in here, and I still have lots of room. But I love this thing. I love it so much. Never regretted making that. If you want a makeup bag for yourself, highly recommend the Cool Cube. And then I just shortened it, I think, by about 3 inches, because otherwise it's, you know, really tall. But if you have a ton of stuff, you know, that would be good. Just for reference, by the way, I'll show you. So like this, and this is that foundation bottle. I really wanted it to be like, you know, the exact height of a lot of my typical cosmetic products. So that's why I shortened it. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna go get dressed, and I'm gonna go to the dentist and have them do a whole bunch more stuff and poke and prod my face all day. Which, speaking of which, I will use this only on my lower half of my face, because they literally have their hands all up in my face. And I get my hair out of the way of this because it does make my ends weird. But this is that all-nighter Urban Decay, and I kid you not, I can go have a full dentist appointment and my makeup will still be here. And we'll let that dry. I'm glad I didn't forget that, because otherwise, you know, it does rub off. So anyway, okay, well, toodles, and hopefully, you know, for anybody who's sending those messages and stuff, I just, you know, answered those questions, because I do get a lot of those, especially in person. And the last thing for me, perfume. It's Tory Burch. It's geranium. I love that smell. My 2 favorite smells in the whole world are, like, perfume-wise, are geranium and anything with bergamot in it. I love bergamot. Anytime I find anything with bergamot, candles, soap, perfume, I'm like on it. So anyway, but I like this one. It's a good summer, spring one. I've been wearing that one for a while too. So getting dressed, going to the dentist. Bye.